Hey everybody, this is Rizan from Increaser.org, and 1 month ago I set a challenge for myself to reach $1,620 MRR at Increaser.org by hitting 4 metrics. Today, 1 month is already passed, and I want to share with you what I've done, what I tried, my thought process, and my plan for the next month, so that you can find some interesting bits and ideas for your own project and learn from my experience. So those 4 metrics are new visits, sign-up conversion, sale conversion, and lifetime value. So how we get this $1,620 number? So if we take 5,000 and only 18% of them will sign up, only 6% of them will buy membership, and then every member will bring around $30, it will generate $1,620 per month, given we have this 5,000 of new visits every month, and assuming this traffic doesn't cost us any money. So the first metric is new visits, and it shows how many people go to the landing page, how many new visitors go to the landing page. Right now it's 1,900, so it's still a long way to go. Second one is sign up conversion, so it shows us how many people will sign up in the app once they reached the landing page. Then sale conversion, how many people will buy membership after they sign up in the app. And the last one is lifetime value. It is an average amount of money every new customer brings. The traffic metric is the most tricky for me, and I decided to start with resources that I already own, and one of them is my personal website with a blog. It gets around 3,000 visits per month, and I decided to start with the homepage. And instead of showing everything about me, I will try to focus on what I'm going to sell. So my homepage shouldn't sell my resume, shouldn't sell my link to my Instagram or something. It should sell Increaser and also potentially Twitter. So I started very simply. It's just the first iteration, the first draft. I will work more on that in the following months. But the idea is that when you go to thegeekerzone.com, you see this title, Helping People Accomplish Goals Through Intelligent Effort, and only one button that leads to Increaser. Then it's my photo, and afterward I have this slice about Twitter. So this tweet is about my 6-month challenge, and a link to Twitter, and here's also links to YouTube and blog, but it's still work in progress. But I think like these 2 slices would stay pretty much the same. Also, I committed to make 1 YouTube video per week. I decided to start with the easiest subjects possible. So I talk about technical side of Increaser and try to make it more generic. And as you can see, it doesn't get that many views, but the idea is to start with something and then pivot or try different ideas. So as you can see, it's all about React mostly. And I do this every week. And I also added this YouTube error that shows me and what I'm talking about, website, and also call to action to try in. Another long-term strategy would be creating tweets on Twitter and being active on Twitter. It's something I struggle with, and I still haven't come up with a good strategy of how I'm going to do the Twitter stuff, but it's something to figure out in the next months. And also I have a written blog that I could leverage to promote Increaser. Those are long-term strategy, and the best approach here would be to do some consistent effort every week or every month. And with YouTube video, it would be once per week. With Twitter, it could be once per day or interaction with other people there. And with blog, it could be 1 blog post per week, something like that. So that's all about traffic. The next one is landing page. I would say that the most amount of effort this month was in the landing page. And it was creating another video about landing page, but I want to share like the basic moments and what I did here. So first, I updated the main slides because it's the most important. It's what people see right away. And here we have the title, unique value prop, and it says accomplish your goals through focused work and creator will guide you. It's targets more emotional state rather than talking about features like, oh, it's time tracker with powerful reports. It's what I had before, time tracker with powerful reports, but it doesn't resonate and it doesn't bring any emotions. Here says that it will help you accomplish your goals, and it also will guide you. It's not just some generic tool. It will help you to achieve those goals. Maybe the product doesn't quite the same as positioning, but the product will eventually get there. So I decided to start on the landing page with ideas, a vision and stuff like that, and then slowly bring it up to the product itself. So first goes landing page, then I add this concept to the onboarding, and only then to the product. So here we have this title, also the most important statements. They also target emotion. So the first one is get more done and be energized. It's more of like functional feature, so you get more done and you will be more energized. Second one is purely on feeling, finish the day feeling proud. And the last one is more of like social. Whoa, you're productive, I'm jealous. So that's the main slides, and of course call to action here. Then we have testimonials with the number of registered users to bring some social proof. So we have this big slice with highlights of the most important statements. It's more readable and works better. Then we have the first slice about the new concept called time allocation. And it basically helps a person to better invest their time to have better results. The second slide talks about the focus mode. And here I used my existing component to display this timer. And as you can see, like in every slide, there's call to action. And also every slide takes the full height of the page. Before I tried to squeeze everything, but it doesn't make sense here. It should be more of like a presentation. It shouldn't be super concise or anything. So as the second slide, and the third one is about reports. And I haven't done much work on these two slides. I just updated my older ones. Afterwards, I have this quote of Benjamin Franklin. It also brings emotion, like lost time is never found again. More testimonials. Then founder's note. The text here is not quite done. It's still work in progress. But it basically speaks about the vision. And the final one is closing argument. So there's a bold statement, make your ambition a reality, and call to action. So if you talk about the landing page, before the sign-up conversion was 6% and now it's 8%. So it did help, but I'm already kind of like run out of ideas. I also upgraded the sign-up view. So here we have different OAuth providers, email option, and this nice image on the side. So I have an analytics for everything around here. So if a person decides to go with one of those options or go with a email auth, I will have everything in the amplitude so that I can reiterate or try something else. And it's worth discussing the whole like landing page sign up in a separate video because it's quite a big concept on its own. So that was about landing page. There was a progress, there was a lot of effort, but I'm running out of ideas, so we'll see how it will go, because right now it's hard to judge because changes were made pretty recently, and the analytics is not quite precise because there is not enough data. So next month it would be more clear what's going on and what are potential actions here. A third one is sale conversion. And it's not about just selling. The goal here is to retain a user, to bring the most value during the free trial, so that he finds a value in the product and decides to buy it once the membership is over. And the biggest focus here was on the onboarding, because if user doesn't get onboarding, it's most likely he won't understand the product itself. So there was a lot of efforts on onboarding, and I did quite a few iterations. So I did one round of onboarding improvements, and another one, and the third one, and also I developed this new time allocation concept. So I did a lot of iterations there. It's still far away from being perfect, but right now I'm thinking more about focusing a lot of energy into the landing page, into the onboarding, because it's important to educate the user before he jumps into the product. Otherwise, he won't get it. And that's why a lot of attention goes there. So let me show the onboarding. Right after the sign up, user will see this onboarding. So the first step is work-life balance and how much do you want to work. So here I can choose like how much is comfortable for me to work and feel good. So by default it's 6 hours on workday and 5 hours on weekend. I could change it. Let's say on weekend 4 is enough, and I will have say 8 hours per week. And then go to the next stage, and here I could allocate the time. So let's say we have work and it takes us 20 hours per week, and this emoji suits it. So we pick the red color, we allocate time for the work. Next, I like music stuff. I practice music, so I'll put music practice, and let's say 5 hours. Emoji is also quite right here. We allocate time here. Then I think like content creation is important, so let's put it content creation here. I want to spend 5 hours per week, and for the content I could pick some emoji. So let's say writing like this one, change color and allocate here. And finally, of course, business. So we put business here. We pick 8 remaining hours here, and of course money emoji. So we do that. So we allocated all of our time. We go next, and here there's an indication on different types of focus modes. So we can have either timer or stopwatch, and it says that select a project to focus for as long as you want in case of stopwatch, or for 25 minutes. And here we could select a project we want to work on or skip this part. So let's say I want to work now. I press here and I appear on the focus mode. After the session is over, we have this another onboarding pop-up view, and here it says that was a good focus session. Do you want to take a break? And a user could choose either short break or long break. Let's say I want to take a break for 10 minutes. Then there are break settings, and you can say like all good. And finally, there is a early membership card. If you want, you can buy right away here. But if you don't want to buy, just like click away and it will disappear. So it's not required, but if you want to, you can buy it right away. So that's about onboarding and sales, because still sales is all about keeping user during the free trial, and that's where the most effort went to. Another one is allocation. It's more about lifetime value. So I completely removed my previous goal concept, where you could set yourself a goal. For example, I want to work on content creation for 5 hours today, and you can create this goal. It didn't quite work, and I thought that it better to do this allocation concept. So let's say you want to work 38 hours per week. It's 6 hours workday, 4 hours weekend. You allocated it between 4 projects, and it shows your progress. So we just signed up, there's no progress. And as you work, those cards will progress, and you could see if you match your allocation or not. And then you can reflect on your actions and maybe reallocate time. You see like, oh, I don't have enough time for this project. I could just like get rid of it. Or let's say 38 hours per week is good, and I can do better, so I put 40 hours per week. So it's about helping you invest your time properly, and by doing action and then reflection, you could reiterate to invest your time better. To increase a lifetime value, we need to improve the product, right? So here I made a lot of changes on the dashboard to reduce friction. So previously you would need to choose the project and then the duration, and to take it 2 clicks. Here you can have by default 25-minute session, and when you want to work, just click here and that's it. So I did that. I upgraded to include this slide, so it shows how much you worked in the last session and how long ago was the last session, so that you're more aware of where your time goes. And that's pretty much it. I think there's like a lot of bits here and there in between, but that's what I've done for the most part in the last months. For the next months, I will focus more on the traffic side, and also working on the break and focus. So for now, that's all about breaks. So you can just select the duration, maybe change settings. But I want to make Increaser more of like your productivity coach. So it will suggest that you a better break duration and maybe how to organize a day, stuff like that. I will think about this concept and try to implement different ideas into Increaser, because I change the positioning of product. It's no longer a time tracker, but it is a productivity coach, and it should act as a productivity coach. It should actually help you invest your time better. So I will work on that on the side of lifetime value. On the side of sales, I will continue working on the onboarding. I will continue improving it and rethinking it. And I think that's pretty much it. Of course, I also want to update this card because it's ugly, really ugly, and it doesn't work. So I will update the sales card. But other than that, for the most part, I will focus on the onboarding. I think landing page is more or less frozen for now. I won't work on it in the next months because I already did a lot of effort here, and it's already pretty good in showing what Increaser is all about. So I will probably make small changes here and there, but for the most part, it's already set in stone for the next months. And on the traffic side, I will work more. So I want to upgrade my geekhorizon.com website. I want to upgrade blog pages so they promote Increaser better and they should look better in general. Also, I have a resource called bookconcept.com. It also gets around 3,000 visits per month. So I want to promote Increaser there. I will continue with YouTube videos, and I will also try to think about maybe some creative ways to bring people to the app. It's something for me to explore. So basically, the next month, like 50% would go to the traffic side because it's really crucial, and I didn't make much progress on that side this month. I acknowledge that this video was a bit too long, so I might switch to a weekly video or something like this to other format because it was a bit too long. So I hope you found some interesting bits. Stay productive.